All right, y'all, we got some friends and family in the house today. Today is an exciting video. We're gonna see if smoked mozzarella goes well with a chicken parm. Best believe we're gonna make that bread homemade. Let's go. All right, y'all, we just got done tasting this chicken parm. Watch this one till the end and wait to see what you find out. Let's go. All right, you guys, I don't know about you, but I don't think I've ever had a chicken parmesan that's got a smoke element to it. Today, we're gonna find out, does smoke and chicken parmesan go together? I have no idea, but we're gonna go all out. Homemade bread, homemade chicken parm, best believe everything's from scratch. I'm gonna get everything prepped up and ready to roll. Let's go. All right, you guys, let's make some dough. First up, we got water at 106 degrees, which will be good enough. When it's somewhere right around 110, no more than 115. All right, to our warm water, we're gonna add 2 1/4 teaspoons of bread yeast. All right, next up, let's go ahead and add 1 1/2 teaspoons of sugar. All right, let's go ahead and give it a mix. All right, make sure it's mixed well and that the yeast is completely dissolved. All right, let's go ahead and get our dry ingredients combined. 2 1/2 cups of bread flour. Make sure you use bread flour with a higher level of gluten, so that way your dough holds its shape. All right, next up, 1 teaspoon of sea salt. And last but not least, 1 tablespoon of Wagyu Tallow. All right, you guys, get everything combined. All right, you guys, we're gonna use a dough hook on our KitchenAid and let it go for probably about 10 minutes. The dough should clean the sides of the bowl and it should be strong enough after about 10 minutes of kneading to hold its shape for a bun. Now we are gonna use this dough for 2 videos. Half of it's gonna make 2 buns for the chicken parmesan with smoked mozzarella, and the other half is going to be for a chicken honey garlic Alfredo pizza. So be sure to check out both of those. All right, you guys, let's get it mixed up. All right, you guys, it's been about 10 minutes. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, oh, this dough is perfect. All right, well, what we're gonna do now is get this covered with some saran wrap. If you got a warm place like an oven or a proofer, utilize that and it'll proof better. So I'm gonna get this covered with some saran wrap and we'll be back in 1 hour. All right, you guys, while we're waiting on that dough to rise, let's go ahead and bread our chicken. First up, let's make an egg wash, 1 egg and a tablespoon of milk. Now, one thing I do like to do is add a little bit of salt and pepper to the egg wash. All right, let's go ahead and combine all of our dry ingredients. This breading, I think, is going to be absolutely delicious. We are adding a smoked element to the breading. See how it turns out. All right, first up, a 1/4 cup of flour. Next up, a 1/4 cup of panko. After that, let's go ahead and add a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. And a 1/4 cup of Parmesan. Now, I am using just a inexpensive craft Parmesan for this. You don't need to go all out with Parmigiano Reggiano or anything like that. So, in this case, very unique to this channel, use the cheap stuff. All right, let's go ahead and get this added in. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and add our smoked element, which is 1 teaspoon of chipotle powder. Now, what chipotle powder is basically a smoked jalapeno that's been dried and ground into a powder. If you don't want the heat from the chipotle powder, so the spiciness, substitute with 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. All right, let's go ahead and get this added in. All right, next up, teaspoon of garlic. And we are using a granulated garlic. All right, 1 teaspoon of granulated onion. All right, next up, a teaspoon of sugar. And we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of sea salt. 1 teaspoon of India Telecherry peppercorns. And last but not least, some oregano. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of oregano. The reason we chose oregano for this recipe for the breading is the flavor of the oregano and the breading will meld well with the flavor of the basil and the sauce. So, oregano. All right, let's go ahead and give this a mix. Oh man, this smells really, really good. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and get our chicken prepared here. All right, guys, we're going to use a jacquard and go ahead and tenderize this chicken. And we're also in the goal of getting it nice and even. So that way it's not super thick here, super thin there. I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna get this cleaned up and we're going to use the egg wash and bread the chicken. Be right back. All right, you guys, go ahead and get this transferred over here. And if you can pull off the trick, one hand for wet ingredients, the other hand for dry ingredients. Trickier than you think. All right, let's get this done. And all we're gonna do is just get some of that egg and milk into the chicken breast, just like that. Get it transferred over. All right. And make sure you go ahead and get that breading firmly pressed onto the chicken. All right, you guys, just like that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the second one done, place it on the rack, and then place the rack into the refrigerator. I'm gonna allow the breading to adhere to the chicken for about 1 hour. You'll notice the outside of the chicken will look like it's wet instead of dry. That's when you know it's ready to fry. What that does is allows the breading to stick to the chicken better. All right, I'm gonna get this done. Be right back. All right, you guys, it's been 1 hour since we brought the dough together. Let's take a look, see what we got. All right, it's definitely doubled in size. That's a good sign. We're gonna reserve half of the dough for our other video we're recording today, which is the chicken honey garlic Alfredo pizza. It's gonna be delicious. Normally you would get about 4 good-sized hoagie buns out of this amount of dough. Today we're gonna make 2. Let's go ahead and do that now. All right, say that looks pretty good. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this other one done real quick. All right, you guys, just like that, we're gonna get this covered and let it raise for 1 more hour. Then we're gonna bake at 375 for about 18 minutes. Looking for a nice golden brown color. All right, you guys, I got some San Marzano tomatoes. I say we make a sauce. Let's go. All right, you guys, we're gonna toss together just a super simple sauce. Let's go ahead and get those San Marzanos opened up. All we're gonna do is pour the San Marzanos into the pot and then kind of break them up. So we got some crushed tomatoes in there. Oh man, these things smell so good. Now these are DOP certified. What that means is basically they are the real deal. There's a logo that you can look for, and that's how you know that they are true San Marzano tomatoes and not an imitation. Let's go ahead and get our next ingredients added. All right, next up, a teaspoon of each, starting with sugar, red pepper flakes, and a teaspoon of sea salt. All right, and last but not least, and we will pull this out at the end, some fresh basil. All right, you guys, we're gonna let this go covered for about an hour, hour and a half until everything's ready to come together. Be right back. All right, you guys, it's time to shallow fry this chicken. Just go ahead and add a good amount of olive oil to the pan. Now, take note that the breading looks a lot different on the chicken now. When it looks like this, that's an indicator that the breading is going to adhere to the chicken quite nicely. All right, I'm gonna let that do its thing and be right back. All right, you guys, go ahead and take a look. And when the other side is nice and golden brown, give it a flip. Just like that. All right, you guys, I'm gonna let this finish up, take it up to 155 degrees internal, so that way it'll rest up to 165. And then it's time to build a sandwich. Let's go. All right, you guys, time for the fun part. First up, let's go ahead and get the bread prepared. All right. Now all we're gonna do is hit it with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And just like that. Then I have some Lowry's garlic salt, super delicious. And some Parmesan. All right, we're gonna place this onto the baking rack. And let's go ahead and get the chicken ready. All right, that sauce. Let's go ahead and pull out the basil. And let's get some of that delicious sauce onto here. Oh man, this smells amazing. All right, some basil. And last but not least, smoked mozzarella. Let's give it a try. Man, I tell you what, it smells good, without a doubt. All right, you guys, we're going to utilize the broiler and get this cheese super melty and that bread nice and toasty. As soon as everything's brought together, it's tasting time. Check it out. All right, y'all. This chicken parm looks incredible. Ooh, buddy, I'm excited for this one. Matt, what's your thoughts?
I love me some chicken parm. Let's get it.
100%. Let's go. Go ahead.
Ain't no harm in that chicken parm.
No, not at all.
The basil right off the bat.
Yeah.
Just that fresh basil makes all the difference in the chicken and everything that you put into the breading. Oh, so good.
Yeah, that breading's out of this world. That little kick from the chipotle powder. Yeah, absolutely. That is out of this world. So the question becomes the smoke element. So we did the chipotle powder and we did the smoked mozzarella. What's your thoughts around the smoke elements with the chicken parm?
The smoke definitely stands out to me in the mozzarella. But you get that mozzarella at first, and then the smoking, the smoke in the bread, in the breading. That you get it's almost like a layered thing, right?
Yeah.
One, then the next, and it just complements each other.
Yeah, 100%. And I think you hit it right on the nose with the layers of flavor. And if you guys look back, you'll notice we actually did that on purpose because we left the basil and other type of seasonings out of the breading. But we did add oregano because we knew that the sauce is going to have the basil. And then we topped it off with fresh basil as well. And then garlic for the bread. All of those layers of flavor definitely came together and made one heck of a chicken parm. I tell you what, the smoke belong on a chicken parm, 100%. Make this one. Till next time, ciao. Dude, this is fire. Holy cow. Man.
So good.
Dude, I'll be making that one again.
That's...